Welcome everyone. As always, I am Adam. Welcome to Little History, where we play historical and historical adjacent games. Today we're going to be returning to Dragon Age Origins, which was a Patreon suggested game. Thank you to Faith Foolish for the suggestion. If you like the content and want to help support the channel, of course, make sure you hit the follow button. And if you want to support further, you can either subscribe here on Twitch, cheer bits, etc., or you can head over to patreon.com/littlehistory, where you can help support us for as little as $2 a month, or at the $25 a month tier, you can pick your favorite historical-ish game for me to play on stream. So it is gonna be a good time. And I hope y'all hang out, chat, ask questions, and have fun. Let's hop into it, yeah? Terrifying bois. Okay, so we picked up from the last autosave, which means we have to be pretty careful. About that. Cool. Alistair, attack. You, attack. You, attack. You. I guess actually also attack. Just everyone attack this guy. Just roll this guy real quick. Beautiful. Just gonna have them all attack this guy because I don't trust the auto control. I just fully ow. Ow. That was rude. I'm just saying. Wow. Okay. Point taken.
Shall be done.
As you wish.
I shall do it.
Acquisition with 36 months of tier 3. Oh, hi there. Hello. Did you miss more language game last night? Yes, we got through 2 whole more languages, which was really loads of fun. Also, did the save take us before or after we got the flower for the doggo? That's a good question. What is it? Plot items? We have the wildflower. We're good. We have the doggo. Yup.
I shall.
Who shot me? Who shot me? How very rude of them. How's the origin going? Well, we game overed and then crashed the game last time. So do with that what you will. This time, we've mostly done the same thing. Guess you're gonna need to watch last night's VOD? May your dragons be original? With some luck, they will be very original. And with some luck, the Darkspawn will not be.
I shall do it. Dark spawn. They just pump their pieces.
We're in a stealth. Dang it! Where is everybody? Wait, hang on. Where's the whole squad here? The hell are they doing?
And how?
Hello? Cool.
You need help?
Well, that worked, almost. Oh, the current party of 3 completely generic white dudes. Who do you think's gonna survive the... It's clearly Alistair and only Alistair. Like... Oh, that's awkward.
Right away.
Really injured here? Just so you know.
Yeah.
Injured. As in me. As in that.
Okay. What? I hear that everyone's injured.
We won? We did? Yay! We okay.
Why did we just stay in combat there? Space Vanille, hello. This game has I'll be real. This game has dubious combat detection. I'm saying.
Very well.
So you're saying that I'm saying that only me, the main character, will survive this whole process? Yes. Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying. This should be a known pretty much known. Like, come on. There's no universe in which the completely generic people they brought up purely for the sake of like single. Right, they've been like, ah yes, lads,
As you say,
lads, and
shall be done.
that's it. That's their entire personality as far as I can tell, is lads.
I shall do it.
And so I think it is extremely likely that they're just gonna get got. Okay, well, D&D, cool, that's just worse. Studded leather armor, rough. Also known as the thing they've got, but, worse. Yep. Perfect. We shall see how my genre savviness, might need surgery. Nah, he's fine. He got healed up. I wasn't gonna use resources for someone who, was totally fine. Anyway, we have another quest to find, don't we? Current quests. Last will. Joyous. Cool. We get a... I guess go into the journal, codex, quest related. Uh-huh. Should the nestled in a Tevinter ruin in the western reaches of the wilds. Cool. So somewhere in the western regions. So over this way. We've got things to go find. Alright, time to go. Hopefully you'll be around when you meet Sten, because I feel like you're gonna have thoughts. Oh boy. That doesn't encourage me. I don't know who that is, but, the expectation that I have capital T thoughts is never a great sign. Alright. Chat, stealth up. Alright, Alistair. Get the heck in there. You're gonna go over there. You're gonna go up here.
I shall.
Cool. Alistair, I guess just do Alistair things. Guaranteed crit. You're gonna go in. Oh, well. Alistair doing Alistair things is not super working. Ah, he's fine. Right. Right. Yeah. Totally fine. You're gonna swap weapon sets, you're gonna swap back to there. Wow. This whole squad's actually kinda getting rolled. I'm gonna be real. Well. That went great except for the part that didn't. Ah, tragic. Oh great, and we're just here again. Why doesn't it save after we get the... It's location-based saves, isn't it? Fascinating. Instead of it being, like, trigger-based, it's location-based. Fascinating. At least the game didn't crash this time. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Apparently, yeah. Because in the first area, it was super good about autosaving. And then, it, decided it didn't want to be anymore. Maybe we let them kill each other off for a bit first. Alright. Gang. Gang. Ruin his day. Amazing. Good job, team. Oh, well, Alistair's going in. Team? Apparently that's the plan. Apparently the plan is just... Important Dragon Age question, who's my current Sprunkly? Right now we have not had a party member to whom I have any attachment to.
As you say.
Let's be real. Like, right now there has been
It is begun.
absolutely nobody of note. Except Duncan. That we have actually met. Like... Okay, Alistair's personality is sass as mages. And... that's the end of the personality. That's the... Like, that's literally the his entire personality right now is will sass mages for dubious benefit.
Look there. Poor slobs. That just seems so excessive.
Okay. Sassing mages is a benefit unto itself? Oh. I apparently missed that memo. Oh well. Yeah, he has more personality, but in typical video game companion fashion, we won't see it for a long time. Yeah, I figured. Okay, so we're also gonna do something smart. And by something smart, I mean we're gonna pull the health poultices onto everybody's hotbar so that anybody can use them. Please let me do that. And if this doesn't work, and it just doesn't let me do this, then I'm gonna be big mad, because that would be foolish when I can't split the stack. Okay, well.
Sometimes silence is best.
They can't see you, they can't kill you.
The two of you are stealthing, and everyone else is just running forward. Cool. This guy's super screwed. Now, we're gonna play this smart, and by play this smart, I mean we are fully relying on the power of ganking. You're healing off that.
It is begun.
Like, we are relying on ganking them faster than they can gank me. Cool. Should be okay now. How's this squad doing? Good, they've already beaten him. Everyone, gank this last guy. There we go. Also, the ever so important question, of course, yes. Why are my vital organs unarmored?
It is begun.
The answer is, for the same reason that we picked up studded leather. Because this game owes entirely too much to Dungeons and Dragons, and, that's bad.
It is begun.
In fact, if we care about, you know, anything that passes for not stupid design,
I shall do it.
oh good, we found the quest item. New codex. Well, don't mind if I do. The Jason barbarians are nothing if not clever. They have hidden markers and signs in the arrangements of stones and rubbles along the paths of the wilds. This way they mark trails, no place of interest, and even give warnings in a way that outsiders cannot understand. Interestingly, these markers look indistinguishable from a regular pile of stones. Uh-huh. Cool. Near this camp, under a fallen tree leaning against the ruins. Each marker points towards one or two others. Gee. You listened to an interview with David Gator and he said this camp setting is based on his D&D campaign. Yeah, that checks out. Like, it is quite transparently. Markers? I don't see, I know you claim that there's a marker here. I'll be honest, I'm not seeing it. Pile of stones. Pile of stones underneath the tree, leaning against the ruins. No? Is there a different tree leaning against the ruins? Who? Huh? I mean, I'm glad they figured it out, because I haven't. Who's shooting at me?
On it.
Oh. I have found the arrow.
As you say. On it.
Okay. Gang, we are going to gank this guy real quick. We're just gonna absolutely gank that guy. How are we doing on health? We are doing fine on health. Cool. You are going to swap weapon sets, and then just shoot. Everyone's fine on health. And off we go. Always be ganking.
As you say.
Exactly. Always be ganking. Topaz? That sounds like vendor trash. Okay, so it's clearly this fallen tree. But like, do we have to pixel hunt? Do we have to just fully pixel hunt to find the... No, that's just a talk. I don't enjoy that news whatsoever. Because that's just a tree stump. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. That's a stump. Tab to highlight interactables. We're going to be honorable. Cool. Yeah, stowed away the lockbox. Oh, wow. Yeah, that is fully... There is no chance of seeing that. Well, it points this direction, so I guess let's go this direction. And see if in our pile of interactables we find anything of particular note. Uh-huh. Saving often. Thank you. Glad my perception skill worked. Yep. You need to swap weapon sets. Oh boy, they were also ganking one of my guys. As in usual fashion. As in usual fashion for a D&D campaign, this is just all... Wow, that is literally invisible. Dude. Congratulations. Trail sign, trail sign, trail sign. And then whatever's down here. Hooray! Everyone healed up. Everyone's working towards healed up. Ay. Action economy really is out. Is it the wolf over there? Is that all you're worried about? The wolf? If it is, I've got questions.
Need help?
Alright, gang. Let's go gank these wolves.
I shall.
You're going to swap to weapon set. Hello? Please. Do something. Wow, Alistair is almost entirely dying. Yeah, I don't like the... I don't like the death noise either.
As you wish.
That's sad. Oh, there's one more wolf. Oh, heck. Everyone attack. That also means you. I appreciate the fact that the entire pack went after, without anybody. Well, good job, team. Good job, team. A letter. Oh, well. Unlucky. I've difficulty finding the chasing to bring them the Maker's Word. I've overseen evidence of their passing. Unlucky. Also, yes. This is a case where they are relying far more on stereotypes than on real things. Because, you know, quote-unquote alpha wolves don't exist. That was a terrible place to store important documents. That was a terrible place to store anything. I'm gonna be real. There's just not a lot going for it, in general. Oy vey. I would also love with a door. And they're also not 50% bigger than everything. Oh. Alright, well that was a good job. I think we did great. I think we accomplished so much there. I think we should head over back to the Chasing Trail sign to see if there's anything of note. This way. God, you truly can't see a single thing in that pile of rock. Cool. That revealed a couple more. Including one right back the direction we came from. I'm just saying. I'm not gonna be crossing Kingdom Come for this. That's not a rock, that's a plant. That's a plant. That's not a rock. Cool. That accomplished nothing. That changed nothing. I feel like my time was really valued there. Let's just go kill somebody, okay? Let's try and be smart. Is this actually useful? No, this is still just a skill that I don't have points for, or don't have the right stealth. Also stealth.
They can't see you, they can't kill you.
All right.
I shall.
Oh, well. Ow. Thank you.
It is begun.
Alistair, also heal. Nope, gang. Gang. Oh my god. They have to do something, right? Alistair, free yourself, thank you. Have we mentioned mages are super OP? Yes. Yes, I think that did get brought up once or twice.
Right away.
Oh, well, that's dead. That's very bad. Come on, get the kill. Thank you. Everyone else should be fine if we can just kill this guy.
We must be victorious.
If we can kill this guy, we're gonna be okay. Cool. Now we just literally bum rush the mage. Come on. As long as he doesn't land another fireball on me, we should be okay. Alright, the two important characters are fine, and so we should be okay. Right? 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 Thank you.
I shall do it.
Just walk away from combat. Right? Game! There's nobody left! Game! Game? Game. Game. Literally who? Just have them stand up. Just... They can just stand up. Like, it would not even be difficult. They're fine.
Serves me right for not paying attention.
That's the worst mechanic I have seen.
It shall be done.
That is the worst mechanic I have seen. If there's no enemies left, just stabilize them. Right? So, like, yes, you could have to, you know, during combat, go grab people to res them up to have them keep fighting. Once combat's done, that's just bad. They don't highlight, they don't indicate, they don't suggest anything. That is a quality of life change that they should have known by then. Oh well. Ta-da. Oh. That's probably wasn't a good idea, huh?
Damn you!
Maybe we're actually fine. Alistair's a little bit on fire, but it's more than halfway dead, so, Alistair's also more than halfway dead. Just heal. Ah, this went okay. Did I think that was what was going to happen? No. No. Do I regret anything? Also no. Ooh, a pile of rags. Ooh. Oh, I have to be a mage. Fine. Well. Oh no, anyway. Exactly, Alistair gets my healing items, though I am fully out of them. I have 2 regular health poultices and an injury kit, so there better not be anyone too spicy coming up. Oh great, a location-based save. That's probably not a good sign. What could possibly go wrong here? Right, right, right,
Silence is best. They can't see you, they can't kill you.
right.
I shall.
Oh boy. Yes. Oh heck, that guy is a bigger one. Well, something of the heals would have been nice. D-stun, and then stun him again. Okay, Jory's gonna go down, but that's okay. Shield bash. Go. These guys are all super stuff. Stylism is for babies. Oh boy. Well, that went
It shall be done.
fine. That went okay. That could have not gone. That could have gone much worse. That could have gone much better, but that could have gone much worse.
It shall be done.
That looks like especially where I'm supposed to go. You know? Great. Someone's actually injured. Joyous. Do I want to know... Do I want... Coughing blood. Cracked skull, wrenched limb, and coughing blood. Well, that's fine. If only I cared about them. This overworld could really do with, I could do with a lot of help, actually. I'm gonna be real. A graphics mod or 4 would go a long ways here. Walk it off. Exactly. Give them cheese? You make a compelling case. There are a few graphics mods. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure there's mods for just about everything, and then some. I'll be honest though, unless it's a complete graphics replacement, I don't think it'll fundamentally fix the fact that this game has a bit of a problem of, looking pretty grey. Like, this game looks quite a bit grey. Oh, would you look at that? A random fire. Well. Ah, yes. Are we going to get jump scared? Come on. There they are. Found them.
I shall do it.
I mean, ta-da. That was pretty much as expected. I heard the roar, I was like, okay, may as well just stand here till the rogues show up. Because none of my party has enough perception to beat the rogue stealth, so you just have to wait. Do I like that? No. No, I really don't. But do I have a choice in the matter? Also, no. Ah, yes. You know. The usual way that you show who the good guys are. Like, come on. Well, I suppose instead of it being a saint statue that's turned into a, Baphomet, it's arbitrarily a samurai? Like, and yes, the usual human skull problem. But once again, right, the classic Satanism imagery, right? We take a perfectly normal humanoid statue and we put an animal skull on top of it, and now it's spooky and evil. And then you add wings just to be really obvious about it. And so my overall conclusion is like, yep, that exists. Oh hey, is it the plot? Okay, but there's an X on screen, and the X is not showing. My minimap has an X, and my rest of me doesn't. The actual map doesn't. Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to do everything else before we enter a cutscene.
Well,
Oh,
well.
I understand.
What have we here? Are you a vulture?
I assume
wonder?
this is Morgan?
A scavenger, poking amidst a corpse whose bones were long since cleaned? Or merely an intruder, come into these darkspawn-filled wilds of mine in search of easy prey?
Cool. I understand why everyone was saying there's a lot happening here.
What say you? Scavenger or intruder? 'Tis a tower no longer. The wilds have obviously claimed this desiccated corpse. I have watched your progress for some time. Where do they go, I wondered? Why
Yep,
are
that's
they here?
sure as a
Now you disturb
mid-2000s.
ashes none have touched for so long. Why is that?
This sure is a mid-2000s mage design, huh?
It's chastened, and that means others may be nearby.
Oh, you fear barbarians will swoop down upon you.
Yes, swooping is bad.
She's a witch of the wild, she is. She'll turn us into toads.
Yep.
Witch of the wilds. Such idle fancies, those legends.
You want that necklace?
Have you
That's
no
fair.
minds of your own? You there. Women do not frighten like little boys. Tell me your name and I shall tell you mine.
Okay.
And you may call me Morrigan,
Uh-huh.
if you wish. Shall I guess your purpose? You sought something in that chest?
Uh-huh.
Something that is here no longer?
It's fair enough that you were at peace.
You stole them, didn't you? You're some
Oh,
kind of
Alistair, you're
sneaky
so dumb.
witch thief.
How very eloquent.
Oh, he's so dumb.
Dead men.
Quite easily, it seems. Those documents are Grey Warden property, and I suggest you return them.
I will not, for 'twas not I who removed them. Invoke a name that means nothing here any longer if you wish. I am not threatened. 'Twas my mother.
That's... Is this a joke?
If so, it seems the truthful rather than funny sort, no?
Right. She's a
Yep.
thieving, weird, talking, funny sort of witch.
Not all in the wilds are monsters. Flowers grow as well as toads.
Alistair...
If you wish, I will take you to my mother. 'Tis not far from here, and you may ask her for your papers if you like.
We should get those treaties, but I dislike this Morrigan's sudden appearance. It's too convenient.
Yeah, so where does this crop top armor trend come from anyway? Seems odd. Magistress, I think, saying sword and sandal fancy of the 1980s, but also earlier. I also point to Frank Frazetta. Arcanist and I have the same brain cell here. The man did not like seeing anybody in clothes. Yeah, that's true. But in the 70s, he starts earlier, doesn't he? He starts in the 70s, not the 80s, right? Still. Tell us more about your mother.
She prefers her privacy.
Okay.
But I imagine she will be
That didn't
curious
help.
enough why you were here. Come, see for yourself.
Okay. Why are you helping
Why
us?
not? I do not meet many people here. Are you all so mistrustful?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, Facetta's not working out of nowhere. He's working out of, well, an intensification that goes back to Wagner, right? Actually, we can do this in, like, some detail. We can look into this in more after the ad break. But in some detail, right, there's a trend, right, going all the way back to Richard Wagner's opera designs of, dubiously clad everybody on that. And in the 1870 production, it's not bad. But the 1910 production starts to see more accentuated features on both men and women. And then there's the 1920s Viking movie that loves its shirtless guys. There's a Siegfried movie in German from the silent era, whose name I do not remember. I think it's by Fritz Lang. That just, Siegfried is just fully naked all the time. Metropolis has the same thing. Robert Howard, then drawing on the pulp trend, just writes Conan as being stereotypical, right, incredibly naked, going back to Berserker traditions, Hyperborean. And then in visual and comic art, I think we do need to pin a lot of the blame on Frank Frazetta, doing renditions of Conan. And Gary Gygax gets it from Frank Frazetta. And everyone else gets it from Gary Gygax.
She'll put us all in the pot, she will. Just you watch.
Nah, you're Grey
Much
Wardens.
warmer than this forest, it'd be a nice change.
You're Grey Wardens,
Follow
it'll
me
be
then,
fine.
if it pleases you.
Right. You also get, yeah, like pulp, a lot of pulp cover art in the 70s, 80s, 90s is like just what's fully nothing.
Who... I see them, girl. Much as I expect.
Much as I expected,
I'm
huh?
supposed to believe you were expecting us.
You are required to do nothing, least of all believe. Shut one's eyes tight or open one's arms wide. Either way, one's a fool.
She's a witch, I tell you. We shouldn't be talking to her.
Quiet, Dareth. If she's really a witch, do you want to make her mad?
There is a smart lad. Sadly irrelevant to the larger scheme of things, but it is not I who decides. Believe what you will. And what of you? Does your elven mind give you a different viewpoint? What
Well,
do
at
you
least
believe?
it's merely ethno-essentialist instead of cap the left feminist TM.
Oh, if you must protest so quickly, perhaps I need not ask. So much about you is uncertain, and yet I believe. Do I? Why, it seems I do.
So this is a dreaded witch of the wilds.
Witch of the Wild, huh? Morrigan must have told you that. She fancies
Yes, of course.
such tales,
Yes,
though
quite.
She would never admit it. Oh, how she dances under the moon.
Well, that was a laugh of all time.
Come to listen to your wild tales, Mother. True, they came for their treaties, yes? And before you begin barking, your precious seal wore off long ago. I have protected these.
You... Oh, you protected
Uh-huh.
And why not? Take them to your Grey Wardens and tell them this Blight's threat is greater than they realize.
Appreciate it.
Either the threat is more, or they realize less. Or perhaps the
Clever.
threat is nothing. Or perhaps they realize nothing. Oh, do not mind
Oh
me.
boy.
You have what you came for.
Oh boy.
Time for you to go, then. Do not be ridiculous, girl. These are your guests.
Uh-huh.
Oh, very well.
Uh-huh.
I will show you out of the woods.
Uh-huh.
Follow me.
Cool. Yep. So, without too much spoilers, how much gear should I steal from everybody? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Cool. I mean, I don't want them to be... And by everybody, I mean everybody whose name is not Alistair. Because I can't use any of Alistair's stuff anyway. And I feel like he may actually want it. Yoink. Oh, is that restricted? That can only be on Alistair. Well... Okay, well, is that even worth stealing? Like, real talk. Is any of this worth stealing off them? I can't use most of it. Serpent Frog. Yes. I'm glad you've been enjoying Book of Hours. We're going to be playing a lot more of that still. I can sell them for cash. That's fair. Yoink. 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 Well then, indeed. It does sound a little bit like spoilers, doesn't it? Oh, that goes there, so that's a different one. Cool. Alistair's fine. Davith. Again, like... Sorry, you have 2 knives. That is the some extent of your armor. I may actually... I see. If I just switched the entire thing there, that actually drops my... Really? Okay. Fair enough. Armor 0.5, armor 0.67. Yeah, okay, may as well have the set bonus then. Glad these glad all this equipment is valuable. Why are we stealing from our party members? Because they're dead and they just don't know it yet. I wish I had... Okay, they need to wear something. I fully cannot handle... Nope. Nuh-uh. They don't have to be wearing everything, but I do need them to wear something. There. Congratulations. Yeah. Heal Pupper, I'm going to. I'm working on it.
The Mabari's stable for now, but not improving. Unless I get that herb I told you about, there's not much hope.
Guess what?
Let me see. Yeah, that's exactly it. Wonderful.
Jack, give me your pupper names.
He looks better already. I'm sure he'd thank you himself if he could. A day, maybe 2. There's enough ointment for him to make a full recovery.
Hooray!
Come back after the battle. Perhaps we can see about imprinting
Barks
on
fun.
you. Maybe. It's likely he understands you're responsible for curing him. Mabari are at least as smart as your average tax collector. Come back after the battle.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Look.
After the battle, let's go there and take a look. What are the odds in which we'll have... Yep. We can also talk to the Templars and they'll explain us a couple things. Alright. I need to find them, don't I? Actually, let me try and sell some stuff first.
Hello again. Is there something you need?
Is that a reference to something?
Perhaps.
Yes. Guinevere is the name of a local saint in France who happens to be a dog.
Let me know what you'd like.
Which is delightful. Okay, what things can we actually sell? I assume that the wolf pelts are broadly useless. Chat. Confirm. Jewels are vendor trash? And are wolf pelts vendor trash? And there's also a similar story from Wales about a dog protecting a baby from snakes. I think there's a couple of stories along those lines. You end up never... I mean, I'm not intending to be crafting much of stuff either. But yes, unfortunately, Saint Guinevere's, wait, why are these... Why is there a greatsword and a balanced greatsword as if they're two different things? You always sold gems and pelts? Okay. But yeah, the church stomps out, belief in or practice of veneration of Saint Guinevere, because, yeah, dogs don't have souls. Just like, on principle. They don't have souls. They're not allowed to have souls. Okay, why are leather gloves and studded leather gloves literally identical? That's very funny. Also, Darkspawn. And you have to be a mage. So, you know, there's that. This is... literally useless. Flame runes. Flame rooms. Cool. They have soul... okay, sure. Until Vatican II, animals do not go to heaven. Because they do not have the spark of the divine in them. They are created, but not in God's image, and therefore they have, like, you know, animus rather than... I guess they even use anima as soul. For human souls. Whatever, they have vitality. But they don't have soul. There's no good way to really sum it up. Just, like... Cool. There's a whole bunch of stuff there. They're alive, but they're not alive like people are alive. Exactly. Complicated. Is any of this actually important to have? I feel like no. No. Injury kits. I think I want one more of those. I can afford a backpack now. Thank God. Cool. Good. Good job, team. Let's go find some folks who can explain what the heck's going on. I don't know where Templars are. Dog kennels, infirmary. Oh my God, let me move through the bloody... okay. They also don't have the medieval idea of free will, exactly. They just have nature and they act according to what they are. Right, they cannot change who and what they are. They just act that way. Hello, Gain. And Kaelin. Cool.
Greetings. King Kaelin is not in his tent right now.
Oh.
I suppose I do, though he's spending most of his time with the Grey Wardens. He rides with them wherever.
Yeah, they're like half English Bulldog, half
He
Mastiff.
sees the king whenever he can and argues with him over coming battles, but the king just waves him off. The king wants to end the Blight with a single huge battle the bards will sing of for centuries. Do you think that's possible? That's how the Terran feels. He'll do what the king wants in the end, though. The king thought it was funny the Terran called him reckless, and they fought about the queen.
Yeah, he's screwed.
To the Terran's daughter, no less.
A research time? What are we researching?
I'm not sure. I probably shouldn't discuss it. As you wish.
What? Hints of core trauma. Yep. Okay, there doesn't seem to be a lot of Templars around to explain what's going on. I'm gonna be real, chat. Wolfie, though, what are we researching? Were there historical monarchs that were fanboys of particular? Oh boy, a big one. Cool. Top right of the map.
Stand here on the eve of battle.
So this cluster. They seem to be nowhere to be found. Well, there's a guy.
Welcome, young woman.
Okay. After we do this.
I am one of the Tranquil, my friend. I am of the Circle of Magi. But instead of casting spells and reading tomes, I spend my time enchanting. It is a time-consuming process, but invaluable. Enchantment provides the Circle its wealth. Certainly, we would not get by on charity.
Now, you should get by on charity. That's literally... Wait, no, that's how organizations like this should function. It
is the practice of folding magical lyrium into
you
items
should...
first practiced by the dwarves. The Tranquil have learned their runes, and we use them to apply a variety of magical effects. We create...
Alright, Physician. Have a good night. We're very close to things going very wrong, I'm assuming.
The irony, perhaps, is that it is our very disconnection to our former talents that allows the Tranquil to work with lyrium so. A true mage could not. Allow me to put it this way. Do you know why those with magical talent are feared?
Magic is power.
It is dangerous beyond its power. Those with magical talent attract demons and spirits. We can be possessed easily and thus become horrors known as abominations. Even those with minor talents attract hungry spirits. Anyone with the power hence we are considered dangerous. This is our curse. Thus I was made tranquil, stripped of emotion.
Apparently stripped of color in your clothes too.
No longer dangerous.
Was somebody? I feel.
You do? I feel nothing. As the name suggests, my existence is quite peaceful. I am alive, productive, and no danger to anyone. Surely that is not a terrible thing. Perhaps we may speak of something else.
Yep.
Do you need assistance?
Should just leave.
Goodbye.
I think I'm just gonna leave. Cool.
Greetings, young lady. You are Duncan's newest recruit.
I'm glad your clothes seem to be functioning correctly.
Easily impressed.
Yeah.
You should be proud.
Yeah, that's a whole yikes.
Myself. I am Wynne, one of the mages summoned by the king.
Cool.
Well met, and good luck to you on the battlefield. To us all, in fact. The king must always seem confident. His behavior affects the troops' morale. He does seem to find his enthusiasm easily, though.
Yep.
Reminds me of a puppy. And I say that with both respect and affection. He is a fine man. To defeat the Darkspawn, we have to work together. It's not an idea everyone seems able to grasp.
Oh boy.
Stragglers, yes. Not the vast horde the scouts speak of.
Oh boy.
I wonder, how much do you know of the connection between Darkspawn
Lore.
and the Raid? Anytime your spirit leaves your earthly body, whether it's to dream or to die, it passes into the realm we call the Fade.
Cool.
It's home to many spirits, some benevolent, others far less so. At the heart of the Fade lies the Black City. Sadly, no. They are kin to neither the gentle Fade spirits nor the malevolent demons. Shamefully, they were once the souls of men. Some say the Black City was once the seat of the Maker.
But when the mages from the Tevinter Imperium found a way into the city, it was tainted with their sin.
I see.
That taint transformed those men, turning them into twisted reflections of their own hearts. And the Maker cast them back to the Earth, where they became the
I take it that's...
At least that's what the Chant of Light says. It may be allegory, meant to teach us that our own evil causes human suffering. Or it may be true. It is as good an explanation as any for now. Advice? Never. You young ones know all there is to know about the world anyway. Why would you need advice from an elder? But I'm certain Duncan has more for you to do than talk to me.
Let us bow our heads and beg.
Joyous. Okay, so it feels like things are gonna get much more lore heavy very quick. So why don't we do that research time first? As there are just constant more... Well, maybe it's just the two of them. Maybe it's just it was just the two of them. But yeah, I mean that's just insert Roman magician here did stuff, made God unhappy. Game crashed. There's a decent amount of work I have to redo now. Because the game just crashed. Love that for me. Well, yay. Luckily, I believe it saved again at the... when we entered the... or finished the cutscene. Right, it should have saved when we went back into the camp. So we only have to run around a little bit. That's doable. But the Tevinter Mage caused the game crashes. Yeah, Roman magicians appear to be the problem of the source of all of our woes. But we do have some research time to do first. So we'll grab that and we will figure this out. Okay. Were there historical monarchs that were fanboys of particular organizations like those portrayed here, and how did they interact with them? How would we go about researching this? That's not an easy one to research. I'm gonna be real with you. So, my immediate thought on where we can look is occultism, monarchy, Europe. Right, I mean we could look at knightly orders. Yeah. That would be an option. Yeah, there's a few different ways we could go about this. Right, we could look at like royal sponsorship of knightly orders. We could look at 18th century occultism and European royalty's obsession with that. We could look at the reception of Arthurian literature, right? Sort of these romantic literary folks. So, like, looking at Edward Longshanks, and frankly, you can look at Henry II before him as an obsession with Arthuriana. You could look at, yeah, late medieval and early modern alchemical support. You could look at, Paracelsus and who's funding him. We could look more broadly at just like Royal Caritas, charity of various institutions. There's a lot of angles to go for that. Oh yay, it's only $135. Oh. Why are all the books that look good fucking... Why are they like that? Seriously, why does it not preserve my log? Still, beyond enlightenment, occultism, politics, and culture in France from the old regime to the fin de siècle. So looking at the Enlightenment and the French occult tradition, we could look at royal sponsorship, holy orders. Okay, that's gonna need to be a bit different. Medieval royal holy order sponsorship. English religious hierarchy, ritual sponsorship, political canonization, cool. That is not pulling out as much useful as I had hoped for. That's fine, that's fine. Medieval royalty Clariana. Can look at potentially this, though that's going to make me open with... Okay, Potentially? Let's look at the citation here. Oh, it doesn't have an abstract. Dang it! Darnation. We tried. You could look at Mirrors of Princes, potentially? I don't know how much that has to do with, like, sponsorship, like, fan... sponsorship / fanboyism of non-royal orders, because a lot of the Speculum Regale tradition is a lot of very practical information. So sometimes it's just like overviews of like monastic and virtue tradition, but then sometimes there's also just like taxes. So, what does Edmund Spencer have for us? Translatio Imperiis does the governing metaphor and principal method of medieval authors to explain changes in political power, and this project examine medieval and early modern political power. Nah. Ugh. That doesn't look as relevant as I had hoped. Because the part of the problem, right, Wolfie, that makes this difficult to talk about, or difficult to research in any like specific way, is that the question itself is extremely broad, right? Monarchy as an institution exists in a wide array of different structures, contexts, and examples. So, you know, I can go Edward Longshanks Arthur. Arthur. Thank you. Yes. We can look at something like this. We can also, right, there's a lot of openness into how the character in the game actually represents that same nature. Right, because he seems, right, to have several different things going on. Firstly, he sponsors, in a somewhat substantial way, the Grey Wardens in terms of, like, practical goods, institutional legitimacy, and generally trusting them when like of the Grey Wardens appears to be at near historic lows. He also has a lot of very romantic literary ideas in his head about the glorious, like, legendary battles and defeats, and attempting to live up to this romanticized ideal that literary traditions, much more akin to what we're looking at with Edward the First and King Arthur, right? Those literary traditions very much exist, and so we get some. If we take that angle to it, right, that's something else going on in the much more practical support. And then if we look at, the Templars and the King, well, that's yet another thing, because the Templars seem very interested in not being reliant on charity, even though as a monastic holy order, right, insofar as they are a referent to the historical order of the Knights of the Temple, they exist by virtue of charity. Charitable donations made by various noble families across the European and Mediterranean worlds to the order. So, looking at, royal donations to the Templars, I mean, they became bankers less because they didn't want to be a charity, and more because that was a great way to, like, secure the investment, right? Like, oh, we'll just, instead of transporting all the gold with you, we'll just have the gold on hand in both locations. You give it to us, and then when you need it in the Holy Land, we'll just give it to you. You just withdraw from your account, and that's fine. It's funny that Templars become a byword for racist and intolerant religious warriors when they ultimately got taken down by substantiated accusations that they were collaborating with Muslims. They were insufficiently intolerant. Yeah. 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 Anyway, through the conscious emulation and glorification of the Arthurian ideal, Edward Longshanks will come within hair's breadth of matching Arthur's legacy, the unification and domination of the British Isles. Time of Prince Edward's birth in 1239, Romance literature and Arthurian subgenre had already enjoyed several generations of popularity. Romance literature, and to a large extent the histories are freely intermingled with, was, to use the modern parlance, open source. Okay. Chrétien de Troyes, and... Okay. This is not... I'd like to get to some of this. I'd like to get to more of this. Anyway. Okay. Material prowess, piety, largesse, and fidelity, which had considerable value. Edward's legendary predecessors are a potential model for deed as well as character, providing a source of symbolism. So we get a little bit of that. Exactly, right? When I say charitable, I do mean, of course, the Latin sense of the word charity, which is that sort of mutual support, not as in not taking or relying purely on small donors. But right, like, the Templars they amass wealth, but right, they're not allowed to practice usury. That's a big ol' sin. That's what we call a big ol' sin. And then they totally do it anyway. But right, in theory, they're not profiting off of that work. They're relying on their reputation to give more donations, to help build more fortresses, to go do some oppression and earn some money that way. Glad to have arrived during the military order talk. You arrived after the game crashed again. So that's something. So much for some of this. Very long, fairly good article, but... Right, we have Edward Longshanks here as a very clear example of intentionally modeling yourself, though in a probably less self-destructive manner as what happens in the game, after capital R romance figures. Capital R romance figures have dubious benefits in contemporary medievalist society. We met Morgan, came back to totally not die, and then the game crashed. Yep. This seems to be a problem. We did save the doggo. We might have to save the doggo again. We might have to meet Morgan again. Still, I think that might be enough rambling. That gives you at least a sense of, how do we actually start going about that, right? Gives us one example of a monarch who does specifically draw on, the Knights of the Round Table as a quote-unquote order who's not real, in the sense that the Grey Wardens are real in the game, but are a little bit basing actual behavior off of this legendary figure in a way that is very resonant with how the king in the game, whose name I do not remember because I've met him once, is actually engaging with it. And also, yes, they do seem to be using some other summaries. Kaylin. Okay. In the way that Kaylin is doing it, there's obviously some distinctions, but you can also look at just kind of state sponsorship of actual holy orders, military orders, etc. in the late Middle Ages and early modernity. Or, if you really want to look at it weirdly, you can look at late, sort of more modern occultism, and the idea of this sort of obsession with magic and with magical seeming things as a tool to allow grifters who are thoroughly untrustworthy and probably should not be trusted, or probably just lied about every detail on their resume, to achieve significant renown and prestige. And all those three ways will give you very different takes on, is this a noble thing? Is this an effective thing? Is this a thing that makes him well-liked in the political society in which he moves? I think all of those probably are things that are influencing the game. I think there's probably not a one-to-one, any single one-to-one idea here. There's very much some blend of good kings who model themselves on legendary good kings, on being kind of naive, and on the actual sort of faction struggles of semi-independent entities and royal attempts to exert control over them. So all three of those, I think, tie into the game, but I think those kind of are the three main angles to which you would go about researching that. Cool. So, we're gonna throw to an ad break here quick. I'm going to get some water, and then I'm going to reboot the game during the ad break, so that we can hopefully get right back into it without having to redo too much content. So I shall leave you with this. I shall mute the game audio briefly. And I shall leave you with some music. So do not go anywhere. We will return in a few minutes. Alright, welcome back everyone. I hope you enjoyed that very brief ad break. If you are just tuning in, welcome. We are playing more Dragon Age Origins today, which is loads of fun, except that the game keeps crashing. So we're going to see how much progress we lost here. We also just had a little bit of a historical digression into, kings being fans of legendary figures, and looked at the example of Edward Longshanks. So, If you like the sort of historical content that we do here on Lido History, of course, make sure you hit the follow button and say hello in chat if you have not done so already. And if you want to support the channel, you can always subscribe here on Twitch, or you can look at heading over to patreon.com/LidoHistory, where you can support the channel for as little as $2 a month. Dragon Age Origins is a patron-requested game, so thank you, Faith Foolish, for that. That is at the $25 a month level, so if you want to get your favorite historical game, or historical-ish game, featured here on the channel, make sure you head over there and click the join button. Alright, without further ado, let's hop back into this and see how much progress we lost. And see if Dragon Age cooperates with the... Thank you. The always eternal question of, was it actually going to show up? Oh no! Oh no, it did not save any of it. Oh, that's a big problem. Oh, chat. Oh, chat, I'm so sad. Speedrun. Yep. Ain't that the way. Cool. Stealth.
Silence is best.
Stealth.
They can't see you, they can't kill you.
That was a lot of progress just gone. Yep.
As you wish.
Alright, we'll just roll this guy real quick, don't mind me. Come on. Ugh. Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, heck. Yep. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. See, all 4 people are still standing, barely. And we're fine. Yeah! Yeah, I did think it would save after the major story cutscene. I'm gonna be real.
As you say.
I'm gonna be real. I did think it was gonna do that.
I shall do it.
And the fact that it didn't is, somewhat frustrating. That's okay. It's just, right, I haven't played an RPG this old. In some time. And certainly not one with, this little, this few of the, major quality of life choices, that were invented apparently around 2010. Okay. At the very least, let me speed through these.
What say you? Scavenger? 'Tis a tower.
We're just gonna skip lines real quick.
Women do not frighten me. Now that is a proper civil greeting. I will not, for 'twas not I who removed them. 'Twas my mother, in fact.
We should get those treaties, but...
Do we really need to re-steal all the stuff? Yep.
Greetings, mother.
And what of you? Does your elf... A statement that possesses more wisdom than it implies. So much about you. And why not? Take them to your grave. Do I? Perhaps... Oh, do...
Luckily, we can just spam the escape button until it works. Cool. So, priorities. We're going to steal everything relevant. So that and that, you can keep the other things, I don't care. That sells for more, so I'm gonna take those, Cool. Oh.
The Mabari's stable for now, but not improved.
Cool.
He looks better already. I'm sure. Let's give him a day or two to recover. Why not come back after the battle?
There we go. Problem solving. Nope. Saving game.
Hello again. Is there something you need? Let me know what you'd like.
I'd like all of those. All 8 of them, please. I'd like to sell most things. Sell. This is... Eh. There's that. That. Oh, I don't have the sapphire anymore. Tragic. I don't actually care. But, we're gonna pretend that it's a tragic loss for people who are definitely not me. Yep. You could also buy... I need improved herbalism? Ugh. That's annoying. Still. Backpack. Okay. There's our progress. We'll do it so...
It is a time allow me to put it this way. It is thus I was made tranquil. Our forehead is branded with magic, which stills our talent and mind. The process is irreversible as far as I am aware.
Well, it's a good sign that,
It might seem such to you, but I feel no horror. You do? Perhaps we may speak of...
Cool. We can speed through these.
Lady. Allow me to introduce myself. I am the Circles. To defeat the Darkspawn, we have to work together. Straggler, I wonder, how much do you know of the connection between... It's home to many spirits. Some benevolent, some say the black... That taint... At least that's what the chant of life... It may be out... It is as good an explanation as any for now. A wise attitude. But I'm certain...
Cool. There. We have, solved the problem. We are caught up. Nothing bad will happen now. We're good. Alright, Duncan.
So you returned from the wilds. Have you been successful?
We have.
Good. I've had the Circle mages preparing. With the blood you've retrieved, we can begin the joining immediately.
Great.
There was a woman at the tower, and her mother had scrolls.
Totally okay, not a cult initiation. True.
Odd.
Were they wilder folk?
I don't think so. They might be apostates. Mages hiding from the Chantry.
I know you were once a Templar, Alistair, but Chantry business is not ours. We have the scrolls. Let us focus on the joining. I will not lie.
Okay.
We Grey Wardens pay a heavy price to become what we are.
Okay, Duncan.
Fate may decree that you pay your price now, rather than later. As could any Darkspawn you might face in battle. You would not have been chosen, however, if I did not think you had a chance to survive.
Yay!
Let's go then. I'm anxious to see this joining now.
I agree. Let's have it done.
Then let us begin. Alistair, take them to the old temple.
Oh boy. What could go wrong here? Ah, yes. The old temple, you know, the contemporary Gothic church, but in ruin.
I like it.
Are you blubbering again?
Why all these damn tests? Have I not earned my place?
Maybe it's tradition. Maybe they're just trying to annoy you.
Uh-huh.
I only know that my wife is in Highover with a child on the way.
Yeah.
If they had
Kapoof.
warned me, it just doesn't seem fair.
Would you have come if they'd warned you? Maybe that's why they don't. The Wardens do what they must, right?
Including sacrificing us?
I'd sacrifice a lot more if I knew it would end the Blight.
Well...
Don't we? The Grey Wardens have saved the world from Darkspawn before.
Well...
I'd say they know better than anyone what it takes.
Alistair?
All those
Alistair, are
Darkspawn
you just gonna
tonight,
sit there?
Wouldn't you die to protect your pretty wife from them?
I am...
Maybe you'll die.
Right.
Maybe we'll all die. If nobody stops
Good to know
the
that people are a
Darkspawn,
few days
we'll
away
die
from
for
retirement.
sure.
I've just never faced a foe I could not engage with my blade.
At last, we come to the joint.
Alistair is just sitting there going like, yep.
Grey Wardens were founded during the First Blight, when humanity stood on the verge of annihilation. So it was that the first Grey Wardens drank of Darkspawn blood
Oh, that's not good.
and mastered their taint.
We're going to drink the blood of those creatures.
As the first Grey Wardens did before us, as we did before you.
Spoken like an aristocrat,
This
no problem I could
is
solve
the
with
source of
sanctioned
our
violence.
power
True.
And our victory.
Those who survive the joining become immune to the taint. We can sense it in the Darkspawn and use it to slay the Archdemon.
Cool, cool, cool. Let's get on
We
with
speak
it.
only a few words prior to the joining, but these words have been
Let's
said
just-
since
let's
the
just-
first. Alistair, if you would.
Join us, brothers and sisters. Join us in the shadows where we stand vigilant.
Yep. Blood.
Join us as we carry the duty that cannot be forsworn. And should you perish, know that your sacrifice will not be forgotten. And that one day, we shall join you.
Davith, step forward.
Drink the Kool-Aid. Wow, that's strong Kool-Aid.
Maker's breath.
I am sorry, Davith. Step forward, Jory.
But I have a wife, a child.
There is
Had
no
I known...
turning back.
No, you ask too much. There is no glory in this.
I am sorry.
Duncan. Why is there no turning back?
But the joining is not yet complete. You are called upon to submit yourself to the taint.
Well, we were gonna die. We were gonna die if we didn't, so let's do it.
From this moment forth, you are a Grey Warden.
Oh, good, Dargan.
It is finished. Welcome.
2 more deaths. In my joining, only one of us died, but it was horrible. I'm glad at least one of you made it through.
How do you feel?
Uh-huh.
Jory was warned that there was no turning back, as were you all. When he went for his blade, however,
Did he?
left me no choice.
Did he, though?
It brought me no pleasure to end his life.
Did...
The Blight demands sacrifices from us all. Thankfully, you stand here as proof they are not all made in vain.
Did you have dreams? I had terrible dreams after my joining.
Such dreams come when you begin to sense the Darkspawn, as we all do.
Yeah, that's one of the
But
most
many
hotly
other things
departed
can be explained in
parts
months
of
to
Dragon
come.
Age Origins among
Before I
the
forget, there's
fandom.
one last part to your joining. We take some of that blood and put it in a pendant. Something to remind us of those who didn't make it.
In a game where everything I've seen seems to be hotly debated, I don't think I want to read those debates.
When you're ready, I'd like you to accompany me to a meeting with the king.
Just, you know.
Death is never easy to accept, especially when it arrives in such a brutal fashion. Honor your comrades if you wish, but know that we must press forward. Always we must press forward. The meeting is to the west, down the stairs. Please attend as soon as you're able.
Okay. Cool. Level up. Hooray. Cool. Just what I wanted. Dexterity improves. Uh-huh. 2, and let's just get Dex up. Okay, next, combat training. We're going for combat training. Oh no, a meeting! The most horrifying thing we'll have to face yet. Ain't that the truth? Can now use items while sneaking. Cool. Strength attack has a dual weapon. Closer to normal damage bonus with the offhand weapon. Dual striking. Or archery. We're gonna get dual weapon training, I think. Oh wait, we've got a second point. Heck. Combat movement makes backstabs easier to achieve. That's cool. Let's go for a utility right now. Let's go for utility. Alright. Wait, I still have points? Why do I still have... Why is it still flashing? Oh, because I have one more. One more. Cool. Okay, now we're good.
Loghain, my decision is final. I will stand by the Grey Wardens in this assault.
You risk too much, Kalen. The Darkspawn Horde is too dangerous for you to be playing hero on the front lines.
If that's the case, perhaps we should wait for the Orlesian forces to join us after all.
I must repeat my protest to your fool notion that we need the Orlesians to defend ourselves.
It is not a fool notion. Our arguments with the Orlesians are a thing of the past.
Cool.
And you will remember who is king.
How fortunate Marek did not live to see his son ready to hand Ferelden
My name is
those
you.
who enslaved us for a
Thank you for the 13 months of
Then our
Prime.
current forces will have to suffice, won't they? Duncan, are your men ready for battle?
They are, Your Majesty.
And this is the recruit I met earlier on the road? I understand congratulations are in order. Every Grey Warden is needed now. You should be honored to join their ranks.
Great.
Your fascination with glory and legends will be your undoing, Kalen. We must attend to reality.
And what is
Fine.
that?
Speak your strategy. The Grey Wardens and I draw the Darkspawn into charging our lines, and then?
You will alert the tower to light the beacon, signaling my men to charge from
To
cover.
flank the Darkspawn, I remember. This is the Tower of Ishal in the ruins, yes? Well, who shall light this beacon?
Yes.
I have a few men stationed there. It's not a dangerous task, but it is vital.
Then we should send our best. Send Alistair and the new Grey Warden to make sure it's done.
I'm the best you've got? Oh, that's terrible news.
We need the beacon. Without it, Loghain's men won't.
Oh, that's
know when to
terrible.
charge.
That's horrible
See?
news.
Glory for everyone.
You rely on these Grey Wardens too much. Is that truly wise?
Enough of your conspiracy theories, Loghain. Grey Wardens battle the Blight no matter where they're from.
Your Majesty, you should...
This is my first time playing Origins, yes.
Demon appearing.
There have been no signs of any dragons in the wilds.
Isn't that what your men are here for, Duncan?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty, the tower and its beacon are unnecessary. The
We
circle
will
of
not
Magi...
trust any lives to your spells, mage. Save them for the Darkspawn.
Enough. This plan will suffice. The Grey Wardens will light the beacon.
Thank you, Loghain. I cannot
I'm
wait
still
for
learning the
moment.
important lesson of
The Grey Wardens
F5
battle
more
beside the
often than I think I
Killer
need.
to stem the tide of evil.
Yes, Kalen. A glorious moment for us all.
This is the most ominous framing I could have seen.
You heard the plan. You and Alistair will go
Let
to
me
the
do
Tower
the-
of Ishal
let me-
and ensure the beacon is lit.
What? I won't be in the battle.
Alistair, this is good
By
news.
the King's personal request, Alistair. If the beacon is not lit, Tern Loghain's men won't know when to
Hey newbie,
charge.
here's a vital plan.
So
Let's...
he needs two Grey Wardens standing up there holding the torch, just in case, right?
Where is the Tower of
The tower
Ishal?
is on the other side of the gorge from the King's camp, the way we came when we arrived.
The
You'll
big
need to
giant
cross the
Gothic
gorge
one.
and head through the gate and up to the tower entrance. From the top, you'll overlook the entire valley. We will signal you when the time is right. Alistair will know what to look for.
If the Archdemon
We
is fixed.
soil our drawers, that's what.
Yeah, that's
If it
fair.
does, leave it to us. I want no heroics from either of you.
That's fair.
The battle is about to begin. Once I leave, move quickly. You'll have less than an hour. Then I
Cool.
must join the others. From here, you two are on your own.
What? No. Who could have predicted
Both
that?
Grey Wardens. I expect you to be worthy of that title.
Duncan.
Well, ask in the chat for Duncan. I'm sure he's gonna fake die. Here's the deal. My genre savviness is ringing. My genre savviness is ringing, and my genre savviness says Duncan is going to die, but it's going to be a fake die, and that he will in fact be reappearing later. Hey, Papo? No? No. Tragic. They said check in after the battle. So we're gonna trust that doggo percent is not kaput. And can't unlock it yet. Tragic. Alright, let's do this. We are one of the best Grey Wardens because there's literally only 3 of us. There's no way. There's no way. Why is this game like this? I did save, right after the cutscene. Right after we got out the cutscene, I saved. Because it was made in 2009. Did you install the 4GB RAM patch? It is up to... It's whatever Steam's up to date is, so as long as you don't need to mod it in order for it to use enough RAM for it to not blow itself up, it should be completely up to date. Chat, it crashed in the loading screen. It didn't even get past the menu this time. Help. Bloody hell. Joyous. Alright, cool. I don't know why I'm bothering to boot it up again. I don't know why I'm bothering, but wow, don't recall having that many problems with Origins when I was playing it. Yeah, I'm guessing it just doesn't. It really doesn't play nice with the fact that my computer is using resources for streaming. Like, I'm guessing it would be significantly more stable, if I was not also using the same hardware to broadcast. But, as long as I can get it to register that the game exists... Hello? Oh my god, I'm having... Seriously? We're gonna do this again? We're going to do this again. We're going to do this again, huh? Uh-huh. I was doing this before stream, too. Alright, well, we tried, but it was you. Chat, do you like this menu music? Do you like this clearly present menu thing? God damn it. Fine. I mean, it is good menu music. Let me hit you with the Dragon Age. Let me hit you with the... Alright. Give me... Have some menu music. We're going to install the mod real quick, and we're going to try and figure this out. Cool. Gotcha. Okay. So that's how that works. I assume this has to run into... I have to pull this into the folder for the Dragon Age launcher. No, it does not... It did not pull there. Interesting. Need to pull it into the... okay. Not the launcher, into the actual executable. Cool. Yep. I'm gonna throw it back over here so you can actually... while you're... Okay. Data? No, that's all the launcher. Where's the actual file? Where's the actual .exe for this bloody thing? That's a shockingly difficult... That's a shockingly hard thing to figure out. DirectX? Well, that's not helpful. Core? Yeah. I may have to find it that way, yeah. Browse local file. That just pulled it to the same... That pulled it to the same spot. It's under binship. Okay. There we go. That's the one I needed. Dragon Age Origins, the actual application. Cool. It has now been patched. Let's try this again, but with feeling. Ow. Huh. I think that made it worse. Failed to start error code 51. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. 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 Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, this was a good attempt, chat. Instead of simply patching the game file correctly, it appears to have corrupted the game file. Which I'm verifying the integrity of the game files now. Just to see if it actually considers that as a corrupt or a mismapping. And whether or not this is actually whether this is an actual error, or if this is just I have to now manually launch it and Steam is going. Right, so the next check, if it comes back as something's wrong, is I'm going to try launching it directly from the folder instead of through Steam. I will see if I can bypass the DAO launcher. I also might patch the launcher. See if both the launcher and the main executable are both on the 4GB patch. The joyous. This playthrough has been 20% history content, 75% Alistair, you're dumb. Well, 75% technical difficulties. Cool. What changed? Take number 7. I think I may have depatched. It launches now. I mean, it launches now. So that's something. I suspect it depatched my game. But at least launched. And we're still in this problem. Cool. No, it's fine. It's fine. Right. There's no reason to do this. There's fully no reason. We live. Cool. Cool. That only caused significant stress instead of infinite stress. We're good. We're good. All right, gang. Let's rock and roll. Thank you for bearing with the tech difficulties. Sorry that they. This is fine. Exactly. Also, yeah. In the meantime, Shoutouts to obviously evil advisor to the king, Logar. Also, yeah, in terms of visual language here, this is Helm's Deep.
The plan will work, Your Majesty.
Of course it will. The blight ends here.
Though, for some reason, without the benefits of fortification. For some reason, they just are like, let's not stay inside our fortified thing. Well, yep, they've got horned helmets, they've got other stuff. We've got zombie guys. We've got no formation to speak of. We've got arbitrary, yep. At least we don't have... Exactly. Okay, that's clearly within archery range. I would just start, I would do like one volley and just have them start shooting. I'm gonna be real. This is stupid. Why are the dogs up front? Why are they? That's not. Don't do this. So, is it clear how stupid that? That's not great.
Let's cross the bridge. The Tower of Ishal.
Saving game. Exactly. So why was that stupid? Okay, now we are just doing Helm's Deep. This is just the Helm's Deep sequence. Also, so they have fortifications. They have Ow. Alistair, wanna get up? Thank you. Also, Alistair leveled. Look at that. He's a good king, not a good general, apparently. Alistair wants strength and then he wants more health, because I just don't trust needs more health. Dual weapon training, don't actually care about that. Don't care so much about that. Don't care much. Let's just... Let's just do that. Yeah. Few ranks of pike would be wildly effective here. Exactly. Also, don't send your dogs out where they're just gonna be like a...
You're Grey Wardens, aren't you? The tower, it's been taken.
Quickly, men, charge out of your well-defended fortifications.
Darkspawn came up through the lower chambers. They're everywhere. Most of our men are dead.
Then we have to get to the beacon and light it ourselves.
Cool. Oh good, we got two random people. Tower guard, circle mage. Great. Tell me your news, and why should I steal all of your things immediately? Crossbow, or a mace. Soldier's helm, chainmail gloves, chainmail, chainmail. You're a mage, you got a magic staff, and you got mage robes. Because it's what mages have. Cool. Importantly, you've got that. And you've got that, and... I guess you should have access to these too, I guess, while you're here. They keep giving us these random characters whose stuff I'm not supposed to steal. But exactly, right? Heck. I wanted to stealth. I don't think it's gonna work.
As you say.
Damn. What spells do you have? You have so many spells. Cool. Blocked. What do you mean blocked? Goofball. Arcane Bolt? Arcane Bolt you. No? Flaming weapons. Nice. Just completely maul this guy, please. Well, except you need to attack this one. Cool. Anyway, what do we actually use hounds for? As Arcanist said, their tested historical use is most frequently crashing the game. Is actually for disrupting cavalry, because turns out dogs are very good at attacking horses, and they are less good at attacking people. So, right, you can use them to control space, you can use them to do stuff. You do not send them on a headlong charge, because turns out in a headlong charge between people with weapons and just dogs lose. So they're much more disruptive to be used in coordination with towers. Right, they're used in coordination with other skirmishers, and they're used in coordination, actually pretty much just with skirmishers, in order to prevent enemy skirmishers from being able to do anything. So they're battlefield control. But yeah, right. The thing is, even mastiffs, as big as they are in game, like they do just lose. This game's not going to work, is it? Chat, do we admit defeat here and just be like, turns out this game is not... I'm gonna have to figure out how to patch this game properly. Because I think it's otherwise just not going to work. Yeah, probably. So we'll come back to it. Obviously. But we're gonna I think we may be out of luck for the rest of the day today. So instead, historical dog content? Right, let's go in detail as to why that siege was bad. Or as to why this, I guess, it's not even a siege. As was pointed out, it is technically an offensive war. But it's an offensive war that features the other guys doing the assaulting. Anyway, doggo content. Look at that good boy. So... we can also look, you know... dogs, warfare. Dogs in ancient warfare. We just have... okay, well... only $26 for a journal article. Yeah. Yeah, the strategy seems to be to take a forward position and then hold it against the Darkspawn. Exactly. So they're acting like this is a defensive position, which is good. They should do. You absolutely should do that. Anyway, we compile a list. Catalog of other things, and, okay, we still can't read that. Thank you. That's fine. It's fine. Still, let's try and look at this. Let me find the video, and then we can just watch the siege again. By the power of cutscene compilations, I wonder if I can actually do this in a reasonable amount of time. Conveniently, it appears to be, the most replayed thing, so that helps. That helps my cause immensely. Let's watch it again, and we can actually go through it in detail and be like, wow, that sure was a cutscene. So we have, at least initially, a little bit of, you know, good things. We've got priests with censors blessing the army, etc. We have and then we have, you know, the most medievalist fantasy trope that you could possibly ask for. The horde of monsters coming out of the mists. And they are fully just Tolkien orcs. Yeah, they're dressed up differently, but like, let's be real. Them's a Tolkien orc. Hang on, we're doing the frame by frame here. Do I want to know why the tall one has a war roach? That looks like it's made out of other weapons? Missed that on the first go round, but I love coding. It's a So there's many varieties of these. Right. There are many varieties of this, so we're not going to speak with any authority, but like that, the feather headdress, especially with the feathers tied behind the head like that, is used for low to mid-ranking Kree and Achedi Shakoying warriors. I think Apache wear roaches as well. I love when that happens. For the most part, they do an okay job at just being like, oh yeah, it's gothic armor versus gothic armor but spikier, or gothic armor but gothicer. It was just that one little snippet. One little snippet seems to have some leftovers. With some coding that they really do not want to have. You can't actually see anything, but you know, it exists. So I'm not going to be super confident on any identification or any statement of coding. It's just a, I want to acknowledge, they've got enough of them there. I saw several where they've got that same sort of weapon. Like, they've got a weird metallic thing that's doing stand-in for feathers, and I don't like that. They don't focus on it, which is the right choice. But I'm curious we'll see that again. Okay, anyway, by the way, I mean, good enough. This is actually fine, the idea that they're in front of their fortifications to do a volley, and then they're going to retreat behind it. That's fine. It's dramatic, but it's also, like, that's what you use archers for. They're in front of your position, they fall behind your... the emissaries all have that... Okay. I mean, look, yeah, the fire arrows are silly. They extinguish mid-flight, like fire arrows would actually typically do. So, you know, they're just arrows at that point. And now we get the stupid thing. Like, why would you not just... We're gonna come back to the... I'm gonna need to look up the emissaries model to be sad about that. There are arrows that give... Well, luckily in this case we don't have any... In this case, the position happens to be known because we didn't set up any sort of flankers, because we put all of our hopes into a plan that definitely won't go wrong by putting everybody... The entire wooded positions are just ambush troops. We didn't put out a thing of skirmishers, like a wider formation of skirmishers. They're just standing in front of the army. And then we get the dogs, who instead of functioning like skirmishers, i.e. they're going to spread out, right, they're going to spread out, they're going to be harassing the edges of the formation, and they're going to be just generally posing a threat that divides the army's attention, that controls space, that prevents cavalry from doing anything, that's going to, you know, be able to, any of their wide formation of skirmishers are going to be able to be overrun by dog-assisted units. No, we just cavalry charge the dogs. And then we charge. What is the point of having the giant palisades that'll disrupt an enemy charge, and that they have to clamber over and expend a lot of this effort to go through, if you're just going to leave it? Also, shouts to this guy. So stab us in the back if we get pushed back. Well, that's big brain right there. Appreciate this guy, who's definitely helping. No formation. We've also got some mace men. Hang on, watch that. We've got swordsmen, great swords, mages, and mace users all just kind of running together. Like, it's not like these have specific roles or anything. Right? Right. It's not like great sword users are specifically get interspersed among pikes with the goal of clearing enemy pikes. Right? Oh, wait. That's exactly what you use a greatsword for. In a military formation, if anyone who doesn't know, right, greatsword, there's a lot of 15th century depictions of military engagements with greatsword users that are basically doing big sweeping actions with the goal of catching enemy lances and moving them out of the way. So instead of having multiple teams of lances coming at each other, the greatsword is able to clear the lance tips and exert a lot of pressure on an enemy pike formation. Now, a greatsword does not reach as far as a pike. Their job is not to go whack people. Their job is just to clear other people's weaponry so that your spearmen can actually do stuff. Speaking of which, where are our spearmen? Once a fight breaks down, though, right, fully into an engagement, then you can do stuff. Are you trying to imply that different weapons are used in different circumstances less preposterous? Truly. Wait, how do you have Doggo already? I guess if you're a human, you already have Doggo, right? Anyway. So, that sure is an attempt. I want to look at this. There's just a lot of fantasy happening at the same time, right? There's a lot of capital F fantasy going on. Darkspawn, Emissary, DAO. Since, you know, our game has crashed, we're not able to do a lot. I just want to see the Dragon Age Origins. There they are. Okay. Great. I love that. So. The dog's name is unofficially Barkspawn. That's a pretty good joke. We're going to be naming our dog Enophore because, you know. Bless. But, yeah. That sure is a design, huh? That sure is a design. I want to see if there's a good example of what I'm worried about. Not... Okay, good. Comparing this to his, actual examples, it's not as bad. I would still love to get a example that's actually sourced from somewhere instead of just someone appears to be someone looking like they're doing stuff. Right. Generative images instead of, you know, actual historical ones. And also that is not, you know, copyrighted by stock photo companies. Like Getty Images. Cool, cool, cool. And this is, right, the loosest inspiration one could possibly see. Let me just try and find a... You would think finding historical examples would not be so difficult. But here we are. Ah, that'll work. Library of Congress. So, this is an image of Chief James A. Garfield, Poche Tafoya, and Sanchez, so 3 Apache warriors who seem to be having a bad time. And right, what I'm specifically afraid of is, right, this looks like it's a metal and like arbitrary weaponry rendition of this. Right? Just to make explicit what I'm afraid of is like that sort of looks like it's supposed to be like feathers, and it has aesthetic similarities to this. It's very loose. It is luckily much less good of a match than I had thought when I first saw it. So that's great news. Oh, but chat, do you also see the similarity? Like, if I'm just being paranoid, that's great. But do you also see the similarity? Actually similar to some feather arrangements that Maori wore? No, you definitely see it. Great. I hate that. But yes, unfortunately... Ooh. What have we got? Oh, that is... Yep. Same vibe. Very much the same vibe. So this is example of some of the common feather adornments worn by Maori warriors, and it has definitely some of the same vibe of the idea of something, right? That feather kind of spray behind the head with a loose fan with then a quill pointing the other way. Yeah. Exactly, you've seen feathers worn that specific way. I had thought it was a traditional coin, but I couldn't find any examples either of that. But yeah, I mean, I think it is primarily going for a vibe, right? Spiky metal bits equals evil. Absolutely. But it's spiky metal bits with beadwork of some flavor. They might be like Blackbeard-esque fuses strapped to the head. But it still does kind of look like beadwork woven into, well, not hair, but strands of something or other. With then something that has the shape of a feather spray. With the quills off to the side. Like, it's... It's tough. And here's the thing. Dragon Age Origins is not the first offender on this. World of Warcraft was way ahead of them on coding horde factions as indigenous and or Afro-Caribbean. So this is a long-running problem in visual representations of fantasy races. It's World of Warcraft is worse because I think it's trolls have a Jamaican accent, which is tough. Yeah. Yep. So, shoutouts to Dragon Age for being not as bad as it could have been. But I saw that and I was like, do I smell some coding? And I think that we can confirm I do smell just the faintest horrid whiff of coding. I know coding is independent of intent. This does seem like an unfortunate coincidence. I think so. Right? I don't think this is... I think... Certainly. Given who worked on this... Right... The BioWare team and David Gator are generally very thoughtful people. So, I'm not accusing them of malice here. This is almost certainly an unfortunate coincidence But whoo boy is it unfortunate. So, hooray. Just what we wanted. Anyway. Well, that was a fun and exciting adventure, huh? They changed the designs completely for later games, so even if it was an accident, that suggests they probably realized it. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds... Oh, yeah, no, they just fully did. They just made it Nosferatu. Oh, that's fun. Right. Also, coding from a very or pulling from a very specific design. It's just that that design is Count Orlok. Right. Like, it's him. Like, it's not even subtle. I much prefer this. I much prefer just take Hammer Horror, right, or take early horror and Hammer Horror designs and just crib those freely. I mean, they're iconic. But they aren't also genuinely spooky. And you still gotta be a bit careful with them. But if the primary point of call is just to early horror, well, that's much more identifiable to an audience as being, oh, this is just a horror thing. Instead of just, you know, copyright avoided Dracula. Yeah, what's he gonna do? See if copyright infringement? He is copyright infringement. That's checkmate right there. I much prefer this design if it's not obvious. I like that it's a bit goofier. I like that it's more clearly like horror cinema derived. And frankly, I think this move away from like ultra like late noughts, ultra grounded. Let's have the highest fidelity of graphics. Again, that's just a little bit silly. I think fits the vibe a lot better. So anyway, wasn't this just a great adventure? Mostly in technical difficulties. That was a lot of crashes. We're gonna get that sorted before we stream this again, because that's not fun for anybody. Yeah. Tabletop RPGs continue to have this problem. Doesn't help on the fact that Gary Gygax was not a good person. And did not care that his designs were hashtag problematic. We did save the dog, and the game saved after we saved the dog. So that's progress. We made progress. We met Morgan. Morgan sure has a design. I'm not entirely sure how her clothes keep her, warm, protected, how they stay attached to her body. But jewelry good? Jewelry feels like it would chafe. Except for the chafing, jewelry good. We watched our totally well fleshed out character, friends, buddies, pals, bros, lads, get died and then stabbed. We saw the Battle of Helm's Deep, but for some reason we're on the attack, despite also occupying the keep. and Alistair survived. So I think that's progress. Obviously, I was hoping to get a bit farther today, but, you know, technical difficulties be like that. Technical. We learned the king is a. Oh yeah. Also, you know, the incredibly obviously evil bad guy with the dark gray gothic armor, who looks like a like knockoff God Emperor from Warhammer. Yeah, turns out he's going to be evil. Who could have predicted? Are there any real examples of medieval battles in pop culture that aren't sieges? Agincourt. The Battle of Agincourt is a field battle. Non-English media has more. There's a whole bunch in like Czech films. Like Parody of Shem has a very, very classic field battle. Yeah, the big battle in Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is a field battle. Yeah, in terms of just full media representations. Yeah. A lot of the classic. A lot of the like Errol Flynn historical media pieces don't have sieges. They just kind of break into the castle and then fight indoors. The Level 5 Armies is a weird one because it starts as a siege and then rapidly turns into not that. Yeah. So I mean there are examples. I think undoubtedly like Agincourt and the Saint, right, anyone who does like Henry IV and the St. Crispin's Day speech is going to have a big field battle. So anything that's in that tradition is probably going to be like the medieval field battle. I mean, that's where you get a lot of like, you know, the longbows decimating, the big longbow volleys decimate loads of knights. That's I mean, that's Cressy, but that's also Agincourt. And so you get a decent number of things that are like drawing on that tradition that show up a lot. Yeah. Certainly, though, the medievalist fantasy major media of the previous decade, prior to Dragon Age Origins, loves its sieges. Loves it. The Battling Gladiator is not a siege. It's also not medieval, but it's a good point. In terms of possible influences, yes. Technically, the Siege of D-Day and the Russell Crowe Robin Hood isn't a siege. True. Also, the Taron Egerton Robin Hood, technically not a siege. That post-dates the game, but the point's a point. But yeah, I mean, realistically, this is LTR, right? The fingerprints you see over this sequence is Lord of the Rings. And then Lord of the Rings. And if you wipe all those fingerprints away, the fingerprints that are left are Lord of the Rings. And, like, it's literally identical, framing-wise, to the Lord of the Rings video game adaptations. Like, if you played the GameCube Return of the King, you've seen that bridge before. You've totally seen that bridge before. That's just the walls of Minas Tirith. And that's fine. Right? We're going to see Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings vision all throughout Dragon Age Origins. Let's just acknowledge that. Let's have a good time with it. And let that be what it's gonna be. Because, yeah. We're not gonna escape it, and, loved, right. The field battle in Kingdom of Heaven? Yeah, that's true. Big giant cavalry charge. The weird Final Fantasy X Lord of the Rings game. Yeah, this just did that. Yeah, exactly. Right? You know the one. Yeah. But when you say the Final Fantasy X LOTR, do you mean Third Age? Because you're right, that is just Final Fantasy X. But also, it's a bit different from the movie tie-in video games. Oh boy. Anyway. Right, we knew what we were getting into when we started. This game does promise to do some interesting stuff because, you know, clearly there's a lot of very smart people in this writer's room who are doing interesting things with the setting, even if there are things that kind of, you know, 12 years on, or 14 years on, I should say, I roll my eyes at them. Because they have become tropes. But were they quite as tropey tropes in 2009? Not as clear. Not as clear. Okay, though. I think we're going to call it there because obviously the game is not going to get played today. Let's be very clear. The game said no getting played. So we may have to call it a day here, but still we got some good discussion, huh? Right. We got some more fantasy. We got some more. Well, that sure was a cutscene. We got Morgan content. And we got troubleshooting. So, I guess if you like that, hit the follow button. And I promise there will be less troubleshooting next time. Shouldn't make promises I don't know if I can keep. We're gonna try and have less troubleshooting next time. But we'll also try and stream a couple. That'll probably be next weekend. Give myself some time to figure out what the hell's going on. But then we'll also try and stream a couple of times during the week, probably like Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. Just to finish Chancellor Center, do more Book of Hours, you know, hang out, have a good time. We've also got a ton of big history games coming up, right? Talos Principle 2, Last Train Home, The Thaumaturge, Total War Pharaoh, and some collabs and some other stuff coming up that we're going to talk about soon. So if all that sounds good, make sure you hit the follow button to be notified for all of those. And if you enjoyed this content and want to support the channel, you can either subscribe here on Twitch or head over to patreon.com/LudoHistory, where you can support us for as little as $2 per month. You can also join the Discord to hang out with us the rest of the time, where I'm sure this conversation is going to continue, and that'll be fun. They mentioned, I mean, at the end of the demo, or in the middle of the demo, Prometheus shows up. So, is Talos Principle a little too historical adjacent? Yes. Do I actually have a single clue what it's going to do? No. Okay, but do I have time for Talos Principle 1? With how many games are coming out, do I have time to... and how behind on streams we are? Actually, time for Talos Principle 1? Just go play Talos Principle 1. Talos Principle ruled. Anywho. That's neither here nor there. Before I keep rambling forever, why don't we just, let everyone get going for the night? Streams. Yay. Also, if you want more on medieval tactics, or on, like, movies and tactics, go look at Rolkanine reviews movie battle scenes. Right, if you want more of that, like, Rolkanine has 3 videos with Insider now, just reviewing battle scenes in movies, and being like, wow, they're all bad. And also, Rolkanine rules. He's the coolest person. And so that's good. Okay. that is enough rambling recommendations for me for today. So I'm gonna call the stream here. Thank you all for tuning in. And yeah, I will see you next time I see you. If you're just watching for Dragon Age, I'll see you with hopefully fewer technical difficulties. Okay, have a good night, everyone. And of course, thank you to all of our patrons listed along the side there, and to our subscribers, Velith, the Gazician Historian, and My Name Is You. And to all of our watchers, thank you very much. You make this possible and loads of fun. So I hope you all have a very good night. Ciao.